Good morning, Olive Branch. This is TJ Cates. I'm right here in the studio, and I got one of my good friends here with me today, and he's got some wonderful information to share with you. Introduce yourself.
I'm Tim Presley.
And you're with?
I am with the Mississippi Delta Community College Law Enforcement Training Academy.
And it's really exciting for me to follow all your posts and everything that you're doing, man. It looks pretty grueling, but it should be a little grueling. And you get the guys ready, and we're going to go over everything it takes to apply and to become an officer. And what I want to get into first is we're in Olive Branch, and you love Olive Branch as much as I do. Let's talk about your history here in Olive Branch.
Yes, TJ. I started out in about 1990 as a part-time officer here for the Olive Branch Police Department. And I had the opportunity to work for some great mayors, Milton Nichols, and then Mayor Sam Reichard, who's in the studio
also
today.
Executive producer here at OBTV Live.
Sam was a great mayor. I'm not just saying that because he's here, but he was always very good to me and very fair with me, and he was a great mayor. And then, of course, now Mayor Scott Phillips. I'd like to talk just a couple minutes more about the things that gave me the information about the Academy to be able to do what I do. When we talked about the mayors of Olive Branch, that I was able to serve here about close to about 29 years, between the part-time years and then the 8 years and then full-time years,
right.
That I served the city for about 21 years. So I was able to work at, speaking of great mayors, great police chiefs, Chief Frank Brown, and then Chief Jim Harris, then it would be Chief Art Hohen, and now, of course, Chief Don Gamage.
Those are all really good guys, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I had the opportunity to serve as a major over all three divisions, whether it be detectives, patrol, and administrative services. So I think that gave me a broad background to be able to do what I do down there, to be able to relay just a lot of different facets of police work, you know, that can help the recruits get going and figure out. Everybody starts in patrol, of course, when they start with the agency, and you have to kind of pay your dues. And then you move up to those different detectives or different special divisions, narcotics, things like that. But yeah, the city of Olive Branch has been great to me. I love the town. Still live here in the center town. And my job is about 2.5 hours away. So I travel down to the Mississippi Delta usually early on Sunday mornings, and then come home on Thursday nights when I'm in session for 11 weeks.
Wow, 11 weeks. So you basically go through boot camp and training every step of the way.
Yes, yes. I
over
pride
and over.
myself. I don't have to do what they do, but just I've always been that kind of leader that I don't want to ask anybody to do something that I don't feel like I'm doing every day myself. So it's a great job. I pinch myself sometimes because I get paid to work out.
Yeah.
And I'm almost 58 now, but I pride myself if I can keep up with all the 20-something-year-olds, and I tell them
you're doing it. I watch it, man.
Oh, thank you, thank you. They'll say this hurts, that hurts. I said I can promise you, at 58, stuff hurts. It just does.
What are the main things that you want people to know about the Academy and the steps they need to take?
Well, physical fitness twice a day, every day. So it's at 5 a.m. in the morning. So a typical day for a recruit. Get up at 4:30 a.m. And then you'd have physical fitness from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. and that could be running, it could be a lot of calisthenics, a lot of push-ups. What do you got to do to be good at push-ups, TJ?
Yeah.
A lot of push-ups, right?
A lot of push-ups.
Same thing you got to do to be a good runner.
You got to do a lot of running.
Push-ups, a lot of running. There's no secrets. There's no. So we do that, and then they have breakfast at 7. Everything's paramilitary, so it's marching. It's 0.6 of a mile to the classroom and back. So like in the chow hall, they have to stand in line at parade rest, and there's no talking, and all they can say to the girl who serves the food is like everything but. You can't say, well, I don't want that, but give me extra of that.
That's
for
interesting.
the first 9 weeks, there's no bread, there's no pasta, there's no, for breakfast they do get bacon, eggs, oatmeal, and grits, and some cereal, and they get plenty of food, but there's no fried food, no pasta, no dessert, no, they drink water with every meal, but breakfast they'll get.
You and I drink a lot of water, though.
They don't even get any coffee till like 7 or 8 weeks.
Oh, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
No supplements, no workout supplements, no caffeine. So
you just basically get them back to the basics.
Yeah, yeah. So then they go to the classroom at 8 o'clock, and at the classroom, I try to keep it classroom, but if they get too sleepy or get where they talk when they shouldn't or whatever, we'll do some discipline now there. My office is right off there, so I'm either teaching class myself or I'm having adjunct instructors come in. So classes till 5, and then dinner, and then another physical fitness session at 6.
Goodness.
6 to 7. And then after that is either like study time to study for their test, things like that. One thing I'm big into is accountability. So I like the spirit of competition among the recruits, plus I like accountability. So what that does is I track everything they do with like spreadsheets, and I'll post it on the board. So every Sunday, they know they're going to have to weigh in, and not only weigh in, they're going to get around their stomach, right around the middle of their stomach measure every week. So you'll see those inches start dropping every week, and a lot of them will lose, 5-6 inches in the waist. And
I bet they're excited about that.
Up to 30, 35 pounds.
Pasta and bread and exercise.
Yeah,
and
water.
water.
Lack of pasta and bread and drinking water.
The lack of.
I keep them to stay hydrated. I've had a couple pass out in the chow hall lines trying to stand there at attention, and they're either dehydrated or they're locked their legs when they stand there, and it's like I just see. Fortunately, they're close enough; they just kind of fall into some.
Now, some of the gentlemen, it's men and women, and do they have a military background? I mean, have some of them gotten ahead of it on the training? They kind of know what to expect.
Typically, like this Sunday, to give you an idea of that, I have 60 people coming down. I'll start an 11-week session.
Brand new group.
Brand new group. This will be Class B68. And speaking of that, it started in 1998, and Sam was mayor, and I think Jim Harris was chief, and they sent me down. Sam came down to my graduation.
That was nice.
And I was in the very first class. It was like the inaugural class, and they were finding their way. We were the first ones. We were the guinea pigs. So he came down to Moorhead, Mississippi, there in the Delta to my graduation. He and Chief Harris did. And so it has just been such an honor to me to go back to where I started, that's 23 years ago.
Quick years.
And when I go in graduation, when we're in the auditorium there, I sat in that chair right there 23 years ago to start my law enforcement career, and to see those recruits sitting in those same spots as we do graduation. But it's just amazing how far the academy's come. We have a great director, Amy Vanderford. She's been there 18 years.
Goodness.
I'm partial, I know, but I really know we have the best police academy in the state.
What is she doing that you think is really resonating with all the
Just with 18 years of experience, she's seen it all. She knows it all. If I have certain problems, I've been there a year now, and she's seen every kind of discipline or behavior problem, that you could
experience.
Just the experience, and she knows even before I came, she had built a wonderful array of adjunct instructors that come in. And those guys, they're experts, or ladies, men or ladies that come in, and just picking the right instructors, knowing the flow. She's one of those bosses, she don't micromanage, and she knows I have the law enforcement experience to do the job. If she's not at the academy that day, or she's out and about, she'll text me at like 10 a.m. Is everything okay? It's like, everything's great. Even if the sky's falling. But no, it's all good. But
thank you, Amy, for what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. She does a great job. And then our other academy full-time employee is Kate Ware, and she's our administrative support.
What do you think? You're starting out with 60, you said?
60,
roughly.
And 24 have passed the test already. They can either come like 3 weeks in advance, and 30 came, and 24 passed. Those other 6 get one more opportunity Sunday morning. They'll get there at 9 a.m., and everyone that's passed already will get there at 10 a.m.
You're talking about a physical
test. Physical fitness, so they'll have another test.
So what is it?
Agility run.
For guys like
where
me.
They run around some cones, a 1.5 mile run, and agility run, 1.5 mile run, and push-ups.
How many push-ups?
It's all a chart.
I'm just trying to see my mind kind of physically. I'm not going to go apply, but
if you're over 40, I think it's somewhere to
I'm
get
over
in
40.
the academy. You have to have around 30 to 35.
I can do that.
And then to graduate the academy, over 11 weeks. If people listen to me, I'll get them there.
Yeah.
They probably have to do like 44 to graduate, something like that. Just guessing, but it's. They can get in at what they call the 50% level.
Okay.
But they can't graduate unless they're at their 70%. So I pride myself with those two physical. If I can't take you there, if you'll just listen to me, watch your diet.
There you go.
I had a guy that came in at 303, and I'm good now at saying, hey.
He came in at 303 pounds.
I said, and he's kind of short, and he'd tried to get in the academy 4 times. Great kid. It's self-sponsored. We do take self-sponsored. It is $3,600. Some people get help from like Win Job Center or something if they need financial assistance. So a typical class will have 30-something come in from different agencies who send them, and probably 3 to 4 that come in from self-sponsored.
Okay.
So I said, if you get down to 270, I think you can do it. He got down to 270 on the nose, and on that last run, on the last day, he had that last chance for graduation, or he would have to not really get his certificate at graduation. and he cut down to where he made it with a minute to spare.
Good
I
for
was
him,
so
man.
Proud of him.
And that made a life change for him,
Oh yeah,
probably.
yeah. This is something he wanted so bad. So I tell him day one, this is not just a job. This is something you're passionate. This is something, you know, when I look at these and I see all these people trying to get in, this is like more than we've had in years. And I see hope. I see in this time where nobody, you wouldn't think anybody would want to pick up a badge, you know, and be a police officer. And you have these people who still want to go out there and make a positive difference in the community. They want to help people and all. And it's very encouraging to me to see that. So you have those, and you'll get your few in there at the job. If we start with 60 on that test, back to that, last time I think we started with 55, and we had 44 that we started first day with. By 48 hours later, I'm down to 39, and then they can't handle the discipline.
Is it the no coffee for that? Is it the no coffee thing?
It may be, but we have them. Then some of them are just homesick. I'm
Yeah.
at home. I got kids. You know, it's like I'm gonna.
Is there an age?
They get their phone once a week, TJ. I mean, they get their phone on TJ, but some people are glued to their phone every day.
I've really been working on mine in the past month on my
I'm trying to
social
do better.
media.
My wife's like, push that thing away. We're doing dinner. You know.
But you post a lot, and I like your posts, and I like social media, but I've been trying to, as much as I can with all of our companies, I've been trying to back away from it. Because I want to spend more time with Annalisa and with my parents. We're doing it right now and concentrating on working, but it's tough. And here we are on social media. We're right now on Good Morning Olive Branch, so we do need it. But as far as the constant scroll, I think that's something we could all work in.
Yeah,
so
I got used to that in like 08 when I started the police Facebook page. And fortunately, the Citizen Olive Branch took right to it, and we became the 5th largest in the nation.
So
quickly.
fast. That, like, y'all hit like 30,000, like a lot, right?
Yeah. We were way bigger than even Baltimore and places like that had one for a couple of years.
Olive Branch is a great community. DeSoto County is a great community.
And one thing that helped too, the International Association of Chiefs and Police recognized us as being one of the top social media sites in the country. So I would have people from Texas and everywhere calling me all the time, like, how do I do this? And I even went down to the coast and taught a conference on social media. So I didn't have any official training. I just felt like my mom always taught me like good grammar and writing.
Yeah.
And she was, I can communicate through writing a lot better than I can through speech.
Okay. I think you're a great speaker. Sam, when I go back and forth to Nashville, he'll learn something social media or something with cameras and audio and lighting, green screen, and we've kind of coached each other the past 5 or 6 years. He'll learn something, he'll teach me. I'll learn something. I've got a couple buddies in Nashville. I have one out in Bartlett. So we have people that are definitely teaching things, and Sam is just taking off with our studio. You can obviously tell it what he's come up with, and he's got the luxury of time, and he comes there at 3 every morning and starts doing the weather. If you ever want to see what the weather is every morning, you're definitely going to get it out there. So I think social media for communication is really a good key. Well, let's close, but let's tell people, if you're thinking about doing it, is there any way to contact y'all and maybe have a phone conversation to kind of let them know, are they really ready for it?
They could Google just the Mississippi Delta Community College.
We're going to put a link in this body text.
Great. Law Enforcement Training Academy. Pull up the site. It's got the phone number. Miss Kate Ware will probably answer the phone, and she can give them all if they want to be self-sponsored or if they get on an agency. And agencies usually within the first year of being hired. When you're hired and you haven't been through the academy yet, you can't do a lot on your own the way the laws are now. So it's in their best interest to get you through the academy quickly, so you're not just on the payroll like helping out, that you can actually. So they try to get you in the academy quickly, but the self-sponsored thing is the way to go. I don't think we've ever had a self-sponsored that we didn't help get a job by the end of the academy session.
Is there a reimbursement by the city usually? Will they reimburse them?
No, I don't think they're able to do that, but it's well worth the investment. Some of them get picked up and get reimbursed if it's picked up early on during the academy.
What about the pay scale for starting with police officers? What's the pay scale average?
They're fortunate here in the DeSoto County area. It's about the highest in the state, whether it be Olive Branch, South Haven, DeSoto County Sheriff's Department, just to name a few that have in the top 5 in the state.
So we're talking in the 40s, 30s, 40s?
They can start out once they're academy certified close to 40, and then most of them have like a 4-year plan to top out, where they'll top out after 4 years, even if you're not promoted to sergeant or anything, to be in the 50s or mid 50s.
That's wonderful.
With overtime and all, there's overtime.
I would imagine there's health benefits and things like that for the city.
Great benefits. And then you're in the Mississippi Public Employee Retirement System, which is a good retirement system. And I'm coming up on about 24 years now. I need at least about 28 to to do what I want to do. So I've got a good 4 or 5 years left in me.
good.
And who knows, I may go 10 more years. I don't
Well,
know, depending on how I feel.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming in, man. I appreciate our friendship a lot. I like that part of it. But I also appreciate what you're doing. You're making a difference in people's lives and letting them know that this is out there. Y'all, if you want to follow the body text, like you said, just go talk to Miss Kate, and you can click on it, get all the information that you want to, and maybe you'll be down there in one of the classes with Tim Presley.
I got the best job in the world, the best boss in the world, and that place has just been great to me, and I'm so excited about the future and the future of law enforcement and what this academy is doing. I'm really excited. So I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
Anytime, man.
to
You know where
tell
we
that.
live. We're right down the street from your house. It makes it pretty convenient.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. This has been TJ Cates with Good Morning Olive Branch with
With Tim Presley.